All right, we need to discuss things to stockpile before January 20th. So with another Trump presidency looming, he said he is going to impose a 10% tariff on goods from China and a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico. And in this video, we're going to focus on how it affects us, like groceries, household items, and let's make a list of what we can stockpile now, all right? What are we going to be paying more for, and why the same American-made products will also increase in price. And remember, this isn't a red versus blue thing. This is just basic economics 101. We all took it, or in my school, you had to take it in high school when you were a senior or a junior, I don't even remember. But this is basic economics 101. Again, not a red or blue thing. Hi, I am Eva, and I'm the founder of Fierce Rich Money. Over 2 years of unemployment, I'm back in debt. I got out of debt before using my plan, and I'm doing it again. And this channel is about normal ways of getting out of debt, not the extreme, insane ways that litter the internet. All right, so the first shots of the new trade war have been shot. Prices will go up, and shortages have started already, at least in my area they have. And in case you don't know how a tariff works, it's basically a tax added to goods coming into a country. That includes components of a product. So an example is car parts. The car may be assembled in the US, but a lot of the parts are made in other countries. So the price of the car will go up. And the company selling the car isn't going to eat the price increase. The cost is going to be passed on to the consumer. Economics 101. So you're going to be paying extra, not the company. So let's cut right to the chase and make our list of what we need to buy now, how it'll affect the middle and lower income Americans. So Chinese goods will be taxed at 10%. So all electronics are going up. So if you're in the market for a new phone or a new appliance or something that has like a chip in it, buy it now. Plastic bottles also come from China. So if there's a natural disaster, you need water bottles. So stock up now. I don't buy any food products from China. None. Google videos of their water, air, and soil quality, and you will understand why and why you shouldn't buy any food products from them. All right, Mexican and Canadian goods. So both countries produce car parts, and China is actually the second largest producer of U.S. assembled vehicle parts. So the average price of a car is going to go up $2,100. Cars made in Mexico and Canada are going to go up between $8,000 and $10,000 or more. Mexico has very strong food safety regulations, and because they're a large exporter, not just to the U.S., but Europe, which has even stronger laws, they comply with safety and traceability requirements. They regulate pesticides, and they heavily regulate GMO use, and they meet all international export standards. So after the ongoing food recall from American-made foods, I'm okay with buying Mexican food and Canadian. This summer, I was one of the people who got sick with listeria from American-made deli meat. And of course, it was on my birthday. I was sick for about 3 weeks, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And people in my area of the country died from it. All right. So, but FYI, you can get notifications and alerts from the U.S. Drug Administration to tell you what's been being recalled and why. You'll get an email like just about every day, sometimes a couple of times a day. And I will link the website in the description box below. I do recommend signing up for it. you'd be surprised like what gets recalled. It's actually kind of scary how many things get recalled because metal parts fell into the item. All right, so what you need to buy or stock up on. Shelf-stable foods you can stock up on. Coffee, tea, nuts, cereal, pickled foods. We love pickles. Fruit juices, honey, jar sauces, and seasonings. Beer and hard liquor. So I haven't drank tequila since I was 15 years old and at a Squeeze concert at the Old Ritz. Let's just file that one under a stupid teenager with fake ID. And it was horrible and I will never forget it. Anyway, so fresh produce will be 25% higher. So fruits and vegetables like avocados, tomatoes, lettuce, garlic, and cabbage. I mean, if you can buy it and freeze it. Eggs, meat, fish, seafood, and baked goods. All right, from Canada, we've got cereal, flour, starch, and milk products. Cork, of all things, printed books, wool, charcoal, wood, aluminum, iron, and steel for appliances, carpets, and condoms. All right, so yeah. So these tariffs will disproportionately hurt the middle class and lower income Americans and will cost the average family about an additional $3,000 a year. So what can you do right now? Start budgeting to purchase shelf-stable items. If you need a new electronic, like do it now. If you need a new car, either do it now or wait 4 years to purchase it. All right, so here's how and why American goods are going to go up in price. Again, Economics 101. So we'll use tomatoes as an example. So let's say a pound of tomatoes is $1 from Mexico. Tariffs now make them $1.25. If the consumer isn't buying the more expensive imported tomato at $1.25, they're going to buy the cheaper American tomato at $1. As demand increases, the American tomato price will also increase because that's how it works. Now the American tomato is $1.25. The farmer's producing more, but he or she needs to buy more farm equipment so they can produce more. The equipment, the components might have been made from parts from Canada. So now his equipment is 25% more expensive. The farmer needs more fertilizer that they may get from China. Logistics are costing more and get the extra tomatoes to the market. So the farmer needs to raise their price to $1.50. The consumer is going to pick the imported tomato because you know what? They're cheaper. They're just $1.25. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Do you think the one country imposing the tariffs that the other country isn't going to retaliate? Like, how dumb does someone need to be to think the other countries won't raise tariffs on American goods? Like, really? Come on, we are a service nation. We don't produce stuff. Those big corporations moved our jobs overseas to take advantage of cheap labor and bigger profits for their shareholders. So, am I the only one that remembers the U.S.-China trade war in 2018? Apparently so. American soybean producers couldn't make a profit selling to China because the then president raised tariffs on some Chinese products. And how many American farmers lost everything? Understand the long-term impact. Understanding how tariffs affect your bottom line will help you make better decisions. Again, this is basic economics 101 that we all learned in high school. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but tighten your belt. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. All right, so sorry for the depressing video, but it is important to discuss this because we, you know, we're going to get screwed if you're middle and lower middle class, or middle class and below, because it's going to cost us minimum of $3,000 a year just to keep going. And if you need a car, thank God my car's okay, but you know, it's old, but it's still running. So hopefully I won't be needing a car in the next 4 years. Hopefully you won't be either. So anyway, all right, now I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. If you have any tips, any comments, please put them in the comments. I'm going to leave a link to the Food and Drug Administration, or that's who it is. So this way you can get on the list of what gets recalled. Oh, remember romaine also. God, that was a while back, but you know, people died from that. So yeah. And by the way, listeria was absolutely awful, truly awful. It took me 3 weeks to bounce back. So, and of course it was on my birthday. So anyway, all right, rambling. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.